don't know about anybody's afterlife. I can only assume now. I hate how Christians do that. It's really annoying. So it's kind of a joke for me. Like when I say you're gonna burn in hell, it's a joke. I don't know that shit. Furthermore, I think that many people just want to feel superior to others whose lifestyles they don't understand. Not to say that if somebody has some grievance with a particular lifestyle, that person isn't wrong. I believe in objective truth, but I also believe in subjective truth. So, if you keep zooming out, you'll realize that things are way more complicated. And so, that's why I do feel somewhat shitty if I lump all women in the same category and say that they're not good and that they all gossip and they all trash each other. And this isn't because of feminism. This is the reason why feminism is popular is because of this. Who needs men to beat you? I mean, really? Like, women do a far better job at exercising violence just through our fucking mouths. We really do. That's why there's so many passages in the Bible about controlling our tongue. And I know I'm one to talk, right? 5,900 YouTube videos. But the thing is, though, I'm not putting this on Twitter! Okay? I shouldn't have to defend making art, you know? But it is. There is a part of it that's, like, really toxic. And I see that, and I hate it. But I have to accept that toxicity because it's just part of the job, you know? You know, you gotta do stuff that you don't want to do. That's part of life, right? It sucks. You know, working at a restaurant, I gotta work with a bunch of emotionally unstable people that refuse to see a therapist, and instead they turn to a bottle of liquor to do for them what they refuse to do for themselves. And by the way, if you drink, this isn't shade on you. I don't have any issue with people that drink. I have an issue with people that refuse to do any kind of work on themselves. Okay? Some people use alcohol as a coping mechanism for various reasons. I understand this. I'm talking specifically about people that refuse to do work on themselves. If you know why you drink, it's not an issue. But there are plenty of people that they just do stuff and they're not even conscious. That's why I make the statement that suicide is nowhere near the level of selfish that people want to say. If they're not saying the same thing about all these other ways that people commit suicide, but they just don't do it quickly, then people really don't give a fuck about suicide, you know? You know how people will say when somebody commits suicide, they'll be like, oh man, like, I should have seen the signs. I mean, how many people have a severe drinking problem, or they are constantly hitting a vape pen, which is like everyone I work with. They're on their phone all the time, posting nothing but toxic shit, looking at nothing but toxic shit. So many people like that. They're just constantly polluting their minds with garbage. I have to be very, very careful what I give attention to this piece of shit. Speaking of phones, right? I'm telling you, intersections take way longer because of smartphones. But anyway, sorry, I just had to say that. Yeah, like people that have some sort of addiction, they have some behavior that's not very good for them, and they keep essentially pouring all of their insecurity into this behavior. These types of people are everywhere. They really are. And you just have to deal with them. You have to put up with their shit. Because they're never gonna do what they should do for themselves. And really, they are hurting people around them, but there's probably nobody that they hurt more than themselves. But, you know, the consequences that they get from being an addict, or, you know, making impulsive decisions and, you know, throwing a temper tantrum, like, those consequences ain't shit to the ones in their head. You know, like, those consequences, like, if they were to compare and contrast the real consequences that they receive from bad behavior versus the consequences in their mind that they're, like, envisioning, that they're probably not even aware of, you know? Because most of these motherfuckers have stuffed all types of consciousness because they're so afraid. They're so afraid of, like, what they might figure out. And I guess that's why I'm so close to God, because it's like, yeah, when you're close with yourself, you're close with the one that made you, whether you want to believe that or not. And I don't know. I'm really grateful for the fact that I do care about being a good person. And I'm really not saying that to feel better about myself or anything like that, because I realized that if I am more advanced than other people, it's because, like, I have the inclination for that, you know, like, I desired that. And I just think, yeah, most people don't really desire to be a better person. And you could say this is because they don't believe in God, but there are plenty of people that believe in God that don't desire to be a better person. So, I don't believe that. I think it all depends on, like, how closely aligned you are with your spirit, and that spirit's going to be positive. So I think that if people don't have that, it's because they got rid of it, you know? I guess it was too uncomfortable for them.